All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sergeant Major Hendricks. I'm the Operations Sergeant Major for the 88th RD. Welcome to this historical event. This is the first time that the 88th has conducted a live stream from our commanding general out to the field. So this is a first, and this is sort of a proof of principle going forward as well to improve on, to determine the best platform of which to do this. So next time, maybe we can get the CG live streamed off of a helicopter over Fort Garrison jumping or something. But we'll continue to improve this process. We hope that in the future this will be improved upon. The format, we're going to start with some ACOE comments. The Commanding General will give some congratulatory words to that, but then we'll transition into a formal town hall. I say formal because unfortunately at this time we're not able to take questions because we haven't figured out yet how to reach out to the field to get their questions in. So once we're able to incorporate everyone into the questions portion, then we'll open up for questions. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to do that soon. Just a reminder that this is a live event. This will be live streamed across Facebook. So on your best behavior, I had a couple of jokes, but I probably should not use them here. Turn off all your cell phones and make sure your devices are all turned off. Additionally, no talking, no sidebars, even shuffling the paper. We're unsure of what type of background noise this auditorium produces, so we want to make sure that for those out in the field receiving this via live stream, there's no interruptions. So again, welcome to this. We're excited to be able to do this, to have this capability, and in the future we'll be able to take some more questions. So with that said, I'll turn it over to our Chief of Staff, Colonel Parkinson.
Good afternoon, Team 88th.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm Colonel Jim Parkinson. I'm the Acting Chief of Staff for the 88th Readiness Division. Welcome to our first ever live feed town hall event from beautiful Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. In our auditorium today, we have soldiers, civilian employees, and contractors of the 88th RD. And online, hopefully, we have a majority of our personnel join us throughout our 19-state region. For today's event, we're leveraging technology through Facebook. This is an effort to enhance the communication within this command. Based on the success of this venue, we can anticipate regularly scheduled events. For those of us joining us via Facebook, we're eager to have your feedback to see if this is a good venue, messaging platform for future town hall and like events. Unfortunately, in today's venue, we will not be able to take questions from the field. We are looking at other streaming options in the future that could allow for questions via email for an immediate response. For our live feed audience, you will receive an email survey within the next few days. We request your input on today's event, and please provide your suggestions to improve this product in the future. So for many of you in the field, this will be your first opportunity to see and to hear our Commanding General. So without further delay, it's my privilege to introduce the Commanding General of the 88th Readiness Division, Major General Jody Daniels.
So good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are, what time zone you happen to be in. So welcome to this forum. As mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about the Army Community of Excellence, and I want to talk about that. That's really the principal reason for doing this. And then after that, go a little bit into transformation. So I'm going to start off with the Army Communities of Excellence because most of you are aware the 88th received its award about a month or so ago in Washington, D.C. But this award, I'm going to refer to some notes so I don't make a mistake. So for the last 10 years, the 88th has been eligible every other year, and the 88th has won every other year. That's pretty awesome. Y'all do a great job. And I want to make sure that we recognize that fact that it's not just the people here in this auditorium, and it's not just the writers, and it's not just me standing there getting a trophy. It's all of the people out in the shops, the RPACs, the AMSAs, the ECSs, all the other locations that we've got people. I want to make sure that those folks get to hear the thanks for the work that you did that enabled the writers to do what they were able to do. So that's why we're having this session today, because it's also the other folks here in the auditorium as well as all those outstations. So again, I say that we didn't win just because the 88th is awesome, but y'all are. And we don't win every other year because of that. We win because of a few different aspects and attributes of your culture. So I want to make sure I don't get these wrong. You have ideas that generate improvement. You all are actually fabulous at generating great ideas. You initiate these things, then you execute pilot programs to test them out, give them a try, see how it works, and then you do something new. So these are things that will make a difference. They bring about a time savings, they bring about a cost savings, they're producing a better end product, they're a process improvement, they're any one of those different kinds of things, and probably a few others I didn't mention. So all of these things lead to a better and more ready Army Reserve, and that for which we are incredibly thankful. So without all this creativity and productivity and initiative, and your willingness to take on these different ideas and concepts and make these changes and test them out, we'd be stuck with processes, decades old. In fact, we recently had a process that was decades old that finally got changed and is now going to save us, 18 months on every single action, because someone finally had the courage to say, this is really stupid. We need to change it. And it took a while to convince a few leaders that we didn't need to have this extra piece of paper that was floating through 6 echelons of command when this other piece of paper was standalone sufficient. But it took people from the field and others to really push forward on these initiatives. And so I want to go back to the Secretary of the Army. His comment is, improving readiness is the benchmark for everything we do. It should guide our decision making. And so all of you execute your jobs in the pursuit of improving readiness. The Fort McCoy writing team has highlighted a number of aspects and characteristics that you all emulate every day. You're customer focused, you seek continuous process improvement, and you have a culture that encourages innovation. And I'm going to talk a little bit about each of those three. So first, you're customer focused, and boy are you. The ICE comments that come in, the feedback that we get from other RDs, the feedback that we get from functional commands, you all are doing a great job. You are truly customer focused. You look at how do you make their experience be all that it should be. You care about what your customers say and think and how they respond, and you take action to make sure that they're getting the best customer service they can. You are, in fact, very customer focused. Second, you seek continuous process improvement. I can't tell you, I just wrote out a list of the number of different initiatives that you all are taking within your various directorates to change processes, to change how we do something, to do something a little bit different, to make a modernization, to try something out that's never been tried before, to tweak something a little bit because it makes sense. You all are continuously trying to make those changes and bring those things forward to just make it a better experience for you and for the customer, as well as save time, save power, improve readiness, all those different aspects of things. Y'all are doing that on a continuous basis. And then again, that also then leads to number one, which is that customer experience. Then third, this culture that encourages innovation. You don't do this as a one-time thing to sort of go after the Army Communities of Excellence Award. You've been doing this for a decade. That's a culture. That's in your DNA at this point. This is not new, this is not novel, this is routine. Routinely changing, routinely innovating. It's kind of an interesting oxymoron, but you all do it, and you do it really well. And this is really true as we get more into this regulatory rich kind of environment that you're kind of up against and you're pushing back against. And you all do really well in terms of how do we get to yes? How do we get to that correct answer? How do we make those process improvements? How do I innovate? How do I try something out? How do I get support from higher, lower, adjacent, whatever I need to say that this is a really good idea, I need to take it forward and keep pushing on it. You all are willing to take on pilots and execute those, and they've had great effect. Some of these things are now going service-wide, and then others progress over to the active component and to the Guard as well. So you all have a far-reaching impact in all the things that you do each day as you continue to do this process innovation and adapt to change, and support your customers. So again, your culture, you have a serious culture out there to innovate, and it's amazing. It's impressive the things that you all come up with. So please do keep innovating. Don't stop. There's a lot going on, and as technology comes along, as you all see things being fielded that can be done better, please don't stop providing those good ideas, because they are really great ideas. They're not just good ideas, they're great ideas. They're not, we talk about the good idea fairy. Well, you all are not that. You have good pragmatic thoughts, suggestions, ideas, methods, and are making things happen and making things change, which is just amazing to watch. Saving time, saving effort, saving money, building a better product. What more can you ask for? And your product, U.S. Army Reserve Readiness. So the credit for this award and all this long-standing, this decade plus of outstanding achievement is for everyone out in the field. And it's not just me, it's not the writing team. I'll give the writing team a lot of credit. They had to put in a lot of hours and put in a lot of work. But you all gave them the data that they could use and derive and show all the great effort that's going on out there. So without your dedication, motivation, commitment, innovation, we wouldn't be receiving this award. And in prior years that came with money, which is also a great incentive, but it also helped buy some additional activities and things for the command. Always welcome. So again, I do want to thank the writing team. They did put in a lot of effort. They did work really hard. They did make all of the outstation work understandable to those who don't know what a readiness division does or a reserve support command does. They help translate that and translate your all's culture so that those that are evaluating the Baldrige Award organizations could assess us against the others and again come out at the top. So as an organization, we're continuing to grow, change, morph, adapt. And it's all to meet the readiness requirements that we've got for the Army Reserve. So Readiness Division, the title kind of tells you what our focus should be. And you all are all about that. Continuing to seek improvements, how we support the soldiers, how we support the families. There's a lot of activity on that front. How we support the facilities, how we support the equipment, how we support the individuals, how we support the units. So you guys are doing a tremendous job on that front. So I want to wrap up sort of this portion with taking the time to say this was the reason we're doing this, was to thank those outstations. I know that I can't be out there to visit all of you at your 500 plus different locations. There's a physics problem inherent here. But to reach out to you, to give you the recognition that me going to Washington, D.C. with a few folks and attending a conference and standing there and receiving the trophy, receiving the award, isn't really about me, it's about you and all you did that enabled me to make that trip. And I wanted to thank you for all of your hard work on that front. So again, thank you for your customer focus. Thank you for all your process improvement changes that you continue to do. And again, thank you for your innovation. So keep up the great work.